Hey, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at a 2014 LEGO Hero Factory Invasion from Below Wave 1 set. Oh, that was a mouthful. This is EVO's XL Walker. It comes with 193 pieces. Okay, this XL battle machine is legit. Look at just how big the thing is. It's just towering above. You look at it in comparison to the scale of the new minifig sized Heroes, and yeah, that is some serious stuff there. Really nice color scheme here. I appreciate that. And a very intriguing build too, complete with gear operated waist articulation. Yeah, use this knob on the back, turn the waist back and forth. Has a good solid Technic build for kind of the core of the torso, and then they built on top of that, on top of mostly Technic lift arm style pieces with more of the modern large action figure pieces, the ball and socket joint type pieces. They used 3 of the small XT4 torsos on this to give it some extra bulk and size and add more ball joints. 2 of them are used in the shoulders, or for the shoulders really, and it gives you just a whole lot of stuff going on here. Over on the right arm, you can see that the right forearm is actually doubled up, and thankfully they did put armor on it from both sides, and you've got one large shooter over here, just your traditional one, and then on the opposite side you have a hand. So somehow or another, even though this build is not a hero, it's a mech, and it's in a completely different scale than we had before, somehow or another they've still managed to give us a walking bipedal robot type thing that has only one hand. But this time, for some reason, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this just using one hand because it is a mech and they've just turned one arm into a gun. One of my arms is a gun. Yeah, good stuff. What I don't like here is that they use the wrong piece. Why did they use that piece there for that hand? It makes it so that you can't articulate the wrist. They could have just used the shorter, little mistake, but gosh, would have been so much better if they allowed you to move this around. But all right, you got your fingers on there, you got a hand that can't move, but you can still articulate all the other kinds of ways. It's got a fair range of motion there. Couple of these printed pieces which have the yellow color, but they don't have a name on it, so that means you can easily use it in mocks for other things. Up top, got a couple of little more detail pieces. You've got a quadruple flick fire missile shooter up here, which looks good just by itself. I mean, it's nice to be able to actually shoot stuff for kids, but it's a little bit tough to aim with these. They're all close together, so when all of them are there, it's a little bit tough to hit just one at a time. You got a secondary weapon over here, probably a laser, focused laser sort of thing. On the back, you've got a canister. Look at that. The whole top can just turn all the way around. You got a canister on the back for capturing the little jumper bugs. Capture them in there. Let's see if we can fit 2 of these in there. There you go. Snap shut. Those are put away for good. And then you've got a nice bandolier over here. So this is also a good thing that they've given you extra ammo for the flick fire system. I appreciate that. In the center, they've got the compartment where your figure will actually sit. It's got the 2 little controls there. It does have stickers. All these have stickers on them, and it shows that it is EVO's specific walker. I like the positioning of this. It's very good for kind of a construction style mech. This to me feels like it's inspired by some, it's developed from some construction based thing just because of the color scheme. I think I could imagine this easily being a builder sort of bot, in times of peace, with take off this, or maybe turn it into a torch or a welding tip or something like that. Let's take a look at the articulation on this set. So your limbs, we've already seen that the arms, you can go back pretty far, you can go forward. The shoulder joints aren't sticking out towards the end, so there is a little bit of limitation there. You can get the hand to come up all the way, We already saw that the hand had its little bit of issue with articulation. Over on this side, this one can rotate all the way up. The forearm can rotate. I have just a little bit of motion here within the gun-sized hand. Actually has an extra joint in there, so it gives you a little bit of extra, and you can also twist that back and forth ever so little. The legs, upper legs, you can see have the doubled up joints, and those allow you to move the leg forward pretty well. Let's just see how far that'll go. It's not too bad. It's not straining yet. And then you can take that back, and you also have the ability to articulate at the knees, so the knees can move up and down like so. These all do have a good amount of friction in them, so it is able to hold up its own weight. Unfortunately, you don't have articulation at the feet themselves. So there we go. You know, put 2 toes down, and that's kind of his forward running pose. It's actually not too bad, but it is a little bit of a shame that the feet aren't able to articulate at all. You see over here, there's a gun holder for EVO himself. So if he gets out of this thing or has to eject, hopefully that would get blown off and he would be able to still use that as a little defense weapon against jumpers while he gets to safety or gets back to the team. Let's look at EVO himself. So you'll see a separate video done from me that covers just the minifig sized heroes in general, because they're all built exactly the same. I'm not going to cover all the individual parts in every single video, especially when stuff is going to be repetitive, but you can see his color scheme here with the yellow and the gunmetal gray, and he uses a red headpiece in there, unprinted, just a regular plain minifig head. It's got his comm device over here on the side, and a little bit of a gap under the front of that armor piece, but on the back it has the one single peg that sticks out a little bit, and that's what actually is going to attach him to the seat when you sit him into the mech. So there's what that looks like when he's actually sitting in there, and you have the option of either tucking his feet up under the canopy a little bit or just letting him hang down. I prefer to tuck them up inside of there just to give them a little bit of extra protection. And lastly, you do get 2 jumpers with this set, one in orange and one in regular red. These guys can be, whoa, that just went about, I'd say 2 feet. Funny little way that works. It works really well, but these are just super simple, kind of the little larval forms of the bugs. I thoroughly enjoyed that set. Especially enjoyed the build of it, just because it's really interesting and different. And this is what minifig scale Hero Factory is all about. To be the big one, to be something that allows EVO to really have some prominence, you know, where he's really getting a large vehicle, because he's been just downplayed so much in the past. He's, you know, gotten the smaller figures and, you know, less interesting stuff. It's just all good across the board. I'm very thoroughly satisfied with this set. Thank you very much for watching this review. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that you'll take a second to leave your own comments, your own thoughts, whether you like this set or not. Just leave a little comment down below. Always appreciated. And I'm going to move on to building more stuff and bringing you more reviews, so stay tuned, and I'll talk to you again very soon.